Live from the Daytona International Speedway, it's the Publix Duel at Daytona, where the field will officially be set for the NASCAR Celsius Cup Series Season 2 Daytona 500. 46 drivers will be competing for 43 spots in the lineup for the Daytona 500, which means that 3 drivers will end up going home after tonight's duels. We're getting ready to start duel number 1, which will determine the inside lane for the 500 starting lineup. And without further ado, here's your starting lineup for duel 1. Starting first is your Daytona 500 pole sitter Darrell Michaels alongside his teammate James Stapleton in the 94. Starting in third is defending Daytona 500 champion Ryan Labonte alongside rookie Carl Yaley, who takes over for the now retired Michael Waddletrip. Completing the top 5 is the number 49 of Frodo Maratz, and alongside him, starting in 6th, is his former teammate, the number 90 of Casey Nanako, driving for the brand new Spark Motorsports. Rolling off 7th is former NASCAR Gillette Series champion Julius Anderson, and starting in 8th is another rookie, Aiden Caldwell, in the number 3. A pair of Hendrick drivers share the 5th row on the starting grid, with Matt Earnhardt in the number 9, starting where his car number is in 9th, and Dylan Baptista, the defending NASCAR Gillette Series champion who makes the move up to the Cup Series. He will be starting in the position that's twice his car number, completing the top 10. Starting 11th is Joshua Smith, who's been bumped down to a part-time role at Daytona Racing. He will be attempting at least half the season in a 4th car for the team, the number 38 Chevrolet. He is the first of our go-or-go-homers for this race. And starting in 12th is Steve Gates in the number 11. Starting in 13th is number 14 of Michael Abb Jr., and alongside him is another rookie, Jonathan Mick, in the number 62 for Savior Motorsports. Completing the top 15 is Hudson Chappie in his new ride in the number 60 for Colleague Racing. And starting 16th is yet another rookie, Donnie Owens, in the number 43. Starting 17th is Chris Beasley in the number 6 for the rebranded RFK Racing. And starting 18th is our 6th rookie for this race, John Gambit, in the number 35 for Daytona Racing. Starting 19th is Blur Diaz, whose team is now non-chartered. That 08 team is going to have to race his way in since he sold the charter for that team. But despite this, he will still be attempting the full season as he's got his teammate Matthias Watson in the number 80, starting alongside him, completing the top 20. Cameron Davison, who won his duel last season, will start in 21st. And Josh Drake, who is Davison's former teammate, will be starting in 22nd in that brand new 78 team for Live Fast Motorsports. And rounding out the field in the number 83, starting 23rd, is Charisse Spells. Now the pace car pulls into the pits. It's Darrell Michaels and James Stapleton, a pair of Penske teammates on the front row. The green flag in the air. We're underway in duel number 1. Darrell Michaels is out to a pretty good lead already, as we got Ryan Labonte in second, side by side with Michaels' teammate Stapleton. As now it looks like Ryan Labonte's getting a run early, as he's going to take him side by side for the lead heading into turn 3. Now Ryan Labonte side by side for the lead with Darrell Michaels, an early battle for the lead as they head out of turn 4, and Frodo Maratz is going to take second. So it's Pepsi and Coke 1-2 on lap 1 at Daytona, and Ryan Labonte, last season's Daytona 500 winner, is going to lead the first lap of duel number 1. Now Frodo Maratz is going to take him side by side for the lead. He's got his Toyota-affiliated teammate Julius Anderson right behind him in second. That's the Monster Energy car. So we got plenty of drinks in the top 5 early on. We got Coca-Cola with Frodo Maratz in the lead, Julius Anderson in the Monster Energy car, side by side for second with the Pepsi car of Ryan Labonte. Now Darrell Michaels, he's getting a run, trying to make it 3 wide. It looks like he might get sucked up. And now the Hendrick teammates of Matt Earnhardt and Dylan Baptista have a run, as Baptista's trying to push Earnhardt. And now Earnhardt's going to take the lead, as Frodo Maratz is going to fall outside of the top 5. Coming to lead lap 2, who's it going to be? It's going to be Matt Earnhardt. Now Anderson up high, Baptista down low, trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. And it's going to happen 3 wide as they head into turn 1. Hudson Chaffee giving a good push to the rookie Dylan Baptista, the defending Gillette Series champion. He's now out front at Daytona on lap 3. But look at all the 3 wide behind him. Baptista, he's going to clear the field, and he's going to get in front of his teammate, the 9 of Matt Earnhardt. Now Hudson Chaffee in the 60 car. His new ride for Colleague Racing. He wants to upset the party and pull off an underdog win in this duel, as he's side by side with Baptista for the lead. And Chaffee's going to clear him as they head on to turn 4. And Steve Gates in that 11 car, the FedEx car, he's looking to make something happen as he's on that inside line with Joshua Smith, who's also looking to upset. He's only attempting half the races this season in a 4th car for Daytona Racing, the number 38 Chevy. And matter of fact, he's one of your go or go homers. And also one of his teammates in this race, the 08 of Blur Diaz, is also a go or go homer since his team is now non-chartered. But the 08 will attempt the full season. And currently both Diaz and Smith are in position to make the 500. As for our other go or go homer, the 83 of Cherie Spells, she's currently second to last, running in 22nd. So she'll need a miracle if she wants to make the Daytona 500. As Hudson Chaffee leads the field out of turn 4. As Carl Yaley, another one of our rookies, is side by side with his teammate Daryl Michaels in the 37. As that number 60 Colleague car is going to lead another lap. Team owner Matt Colleague's looking to get one of his cars a good starting position for the 500. As Carl Yaley in the 22 has a huge run, he's going to go down to the inside to take the lead away from Hudson Chaffee. He's got the 90 of Casey Nanako right behind him. As now Carl Yaley is going to clear Chaffee for the lead. The rookie driving for Team Penske, leading at the Daytona International Speedway. Flash forward to lap 14. Hudson Chaffee and Julius Anderson are battling for the lead, but behind them, they're 4 wide. This is probably not going to work out. It won't work out. They're wrecking behind them. Yaley, Lab, Mick. A huge wreck is unfolding as we got a car upside down. I believe that's a 49 of Frodo Maratz as he lands on his wheels. And a majority of the field is going to have to go to a backup car after this one. So let's look at what happened. You see, they were 4 wide for the 4th position. Then Carl Yaley came down on Steve Gates. And then that pushed all those guys below the double yellow line, including James Stapleton. And then Yaley came back up into the field, into the path of Michael Lab Jr. He gets into Jonathan Mick. And then Otts and Gates get up into the field, taking out Michaels, Baptista, Nanako, and Aiden Caldwell. And then Frodo Maratz gets onto the banking and clipped by James Stapleton, and then turns upside down, does a kick flip, and then back onto his wheels is the 49 of Otts. And then you see John Gambit, Joshua Smith, Mateus Watson, including Blur Diaz as well. All 4 of the Daytona racing cars were involved, as here's a replay in real time. You see all these drivers have nowhere to go, and then Frodo Maratz does a crazy little flip at the end, as there's another real-time angle. See, after being pushed below the yellow line, they came back up into the field and caused a huge wreck, and then Frodo Maratz went for a wild ride at the end. As we're going to go on board with Frodo Maratz. Be prepared, y'all. Oh, there you see the camera went out for a second, but it should be noticed that all drivers involved were okay. As here we go on board with Carl Yaley. See him trying to drive away from the wreck, and then into his path comes the 3 of Aiden Caldwell. That gives him some front end damage. As here we go. Here's one more angle. Wow. Just wow. This will result in an overtime restart with 2 laps to go. And as you can see here, only 10 cars left in the race, as more than half was taken out in that huge wreck. So Julius Anderson's your leader, Matt Earnhardt's in 2nd, Hudson Chaffee is in 3rd, and Ryan Labonte's in 4th. It's all going to come down to these last 2 laps. Who's going to start 3rd in the Daytona 500 by winning this race? pace car pulls into the pits. As the field heads to the Geico restart zone, it's overtime, sponsored by you-know-who. Ryan Labonte already going all the way up to the outside. As you see, Julius Anderson's going to clear the field for the lead. There's Ryan Labonte's just moving around the pack in that number 95 car. Now he's going 3 wide for second between Chaffee and Earnhardt. That 95 car has a run. I think he might have a shot at winning this duel. But Anderson's got a car length lead over the field. But here comes Ryan Labonte in that 95. He's got a bit of a run. And he's side by side for second. Well, was side by side. Now he's trying to clear Chaffee for second. But Chaffee's not giving up. He's got Chris Beasley in the 6 right behind him. Can either Chaffee or Beasley pull off the upset and get a really good start in the Daytona 500? We're going to find out. We got 1 lap to find out. 2.5 miles to go. White flag in the air for Julius Anderson. As now, Anderson's got a really good lead. But remember, you can't get too big of a lead on a super speedway because the runs will come from everywhere. When will the runs come, though? As they come out on turn 2 for the final time, it looks like Matt Earnhardt trying to get around Chris Beasley as he's got a run. But no moves for the lead just yet, as Anderson is opening up to about 2 car length lead over Chaffee and the rest of the field. But here they come, out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time, headed into the tri-oval. Hudson Chaffee inching closer and closer to Julius Anderson, but it's not going to be enough as Julius Anderson wins duel number 1. A pretty tame finish as these drivers were trying to take good care of their race cars before the big race. But congratulations to Julius Anderson. Last season's pole sitter for the 500 will be starting in the 3rd position for this season's Daytona 500 as he has won the first duel. Here are your results for duel number 1. As you see, Julius Anderson won, and he's going to start 3rd in the Daytona 500. Hudson Chaffee finishes 2nd. A great outing for Colleague Racing, that number 60 team, and so too Chris Beasley, who came home 3rd. Then it's Ryan Labonte, last season's Daytona 500 winner, and Matt Earnhardt rounds out the top 5. Joshua Smith, our highest finishing goer go homer, despite being involved in the big one, he was able to come home 6th. And thanks to that huge wreck, a lot of small